Buying a home right now feels confusing for a lot of people. You've got friends telling you one thing, family telling you another, and then never mind if you're looking at the headlines or the news. So the question becomes, what should you actually be doing right now? Because what worked 2 or 3 or even 4 years ago isn't necessarily the best plan today. So what I'm seeing today is there are buyers who are winning in today's market with new plans, innovative plans, and most importantly, information in partnership from strong lenders. So today I'm sitting down with Jonathan Esposito of Atomic Mortgage, and we're breaking down everything there is to know about today's market, how to make a strong offer, and how to position yourself so you win in this highly competitive Central Connecticut market. If you're new here, my name's David Constant, and I'm a local realtor right here in the Hartford suburbs. And I help people just like you every single day make a smooth move to Central CT. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, be sure to give me a call, send me a text, shoot me an email, and I can't wait to help you make Central Connecticut home. Jonathan?
Thank you for having me. My name is Jonathan Esposito, founder and CEO of Atomic Mortgage. We've been fortunate because of great partners just like David to be the #1 mortgage broker in Connecticut for the past few years. We're excited to work with you to help you achieve your goal of home ownership.
All right, Jonathan. So let's start with homeowners today, home buyers today. Let's walk through what should a home buyer be thinking about today?
Yeah, I think starting sooner rather than later is the most important thing. Getting your ducks in a row, having the conversation, mentally preparing, know what goes into being a strong buyer is really important, right? So we walk them through that, focusing on your credit, focusing on saving, making sure that you have enough money for the down payment and the closing costs, right? Making sure that you're getting your documents prepared and that you're taking the right steps to be prepared when the time strikes.
Exactly. And we've heard a lot in the news and the headlines, relatives, right? Everybody's got a relative that knows everything about the housing market. In your opinion, right, you're doing this, you're not just getting people pre-approved, but you're actually getting people to the closing table, right? What's changed in your opinion in the last 12 to 18 months in the market?
Yeah. So, I mean, fortunately, rates have come down, right? Year and a half ago, rates were high 7s, even touched 8s at some point. Now we're pretty steadily in the high 5s, low to mid 6s. So affordability has gone through the roof, which is really nice. It's up 10, 15, 20% as it relates to a year and a half ago. So it's pretty substantial. And so people although inventory is still very tight, right? Obviously that's the big challenge. Rates are coming down. Right. And that's what people wanted. Inventory, once again, is another story, but rates have come down, which has opened up some affordability challenges and allowed people to find their dream home.
Yeah. And I see that every day, right? I'm out there, we're out there all the time trying to help our home buyers find their dream home. And there's only so much to look at, especially in our area.
Of course.
And with that in mind, what are you seeing in terms of buyer mindset? Has the buyer mindset adjusted in the last 12 to 18 months or are they still stuck in rates are way too high, I've got to sit on the sidelines? Yeah,
I think, don't get me wrong, there's still some people who are like, I want to see it come down even more. And now I want, when it was 8 and they were calling for 6s, now they're like, wait, I think it could come down even more. But a lot of people are very happy and excited that they've come down quite a bit and they're ready to jump on it. And I think another big mindset that I've been seeing is it's no surprise now that Hartford, Connecticut, or Hartford County, Connecticut, or Connecticut in general is one of the hottest markets in the entire country. So I'm seeing people develop thicker skin, right? And so it's not, you know what? I submitted an offer, 2 offers, 3 offers, and I'm losing out by big numbers. I'm not hearing that anymore. People aren't surprised. So they're in the game for longer versus going in, losing, now backing out and saying, hey, I'm going to reassess. I'm really upset by how things have played out. People are in there making that 5th, 6th, 7th offer, and they're winning it, right? Because they're not getting out. So I think that the thick skin has definitely developed over the past, being a really competitive market for 3-4 years now. One of the hottest in the entire country. And so people are coming in better prepared. They know what it takes. They're not getting discouraged, and it's leading to them winning deals. They're offer accepted.
Exactly. So if that's the reality of today's market, let's talk about how a buyer should actually operate. Like, what should they actually do? Okay, so it seems like every day we're reading another headline about interest rates. And I don't know about you, but when I bought my house 12 years ago, the interest rate was kind of like a footnote. It wasn't always in the news. Everybody wasn't talking about it, but it doesn't matter who you talk to, lenders, appraisers, home inspectors, home buyers, home sellers, they're always talking about interest rates. So in your opinion, how should today's buyer be thinking about interest rates?
Yeah, I think as cliche as it sounds, the whole marry the house, date the rate memo and kind of slogan, it's so important to really understand what that means, right? And yes, rates are going to go down, rates are going to go up. People always ask me, hey, should I buy now? Should I wait? What should I do? And it's like buying a stock, right? Yes, you could put in a lot of research and, you could be as prepared as you can, but you never know what's going to happen that could drive that price up or buy it down. And should you wait to buy? No, I mean, there are things that you could do, dollar cost average, right? To like make sure that you're getting the good price. Same thing. You could always refinance the rate if you get the house, right? Because think, what happens when rates go down? Affordability goes up even more. Housing prices go up even higher. And then now you're just in the rat race. So great. Well, my payment is, $3,000. It was $3,000 at a $300,000 house. Now, because rates have gone down, it's $3,000 at a $400,000 house. Well, what would happen if you bought that $300,000 house and now rates went down? Exactly. Now you're actually going to see the benefit of rates dropping, right? And so that's why we tell people, we explain that to them. We walk everybody through that. As you know, all the buyers that we're working with, we're going over their comfort zone. We're going over, what their max budget is. We're going over their affordability and what it means, and really try and tell people, focus on monthly payment, not house price, right? Yeah. House price, that'll come and go. What is your affordability? And now let's go and attack. Don't worry about the rate. If anything, let's hope that rates will drop. We'll refinance. Your payment will drop, but you're comfortable at this area. And once again, the alternative is what? Renting, paying 100% interest on it, right? Getting nothing in return. So those are the conversations that we're having, getting people comfortable, and that way they just go full steam ahead. Yeah,
you said something interesting that I want to go back to around the idea of buyers waiting for the rates to drop. So, I mean, you see every day, right? Pre-approval applications come in. Do you see a relationship between rates either going up or dropping, more importantly, and more applications for pre-approvals coming in?
Now, of course, with the Iran war and conflict, rates are super volatile right now. But right before that, we had 3-4 year lows in terms of rates. And they ticked down, high fives, low sixes. We haven't seen that in a very long time. Applications went through the roof, right? Up 15-20% year over year. So yes, absolutely, there's a correlation, which reiterates even more what we were talking about is, yes, you could wait for rates to go down, but competition is going to flood in, right? Like people are waiting on the sidelines for rates to go down, to hit that 5, to hit that 6 mark. And as soon as they do, that's when applications skyrocket. So that's why, once again, I think it's important to have the conversation of you're really only going to see that benefit if you're able to secure something before competition comes in and drives prices up.
Yeah, exactly. Affordability is a combination of things, right? Sometimes folks oversimplify it and say affordability is what's the rate on this right now. No, affordability is a combination of a lot of things. It is the rate, but it's also the sticker price on the house. It's also the taxes in the town, right? All of this kind of funnels into what's the monthly payment. I want to talk a little bit more about that in a second, but before we do, let's say I've got a buyer, right? They've already connected with a super great lender like yourself. They're working with a real estate agent and they're out there and they find their dream home, right? And they're ready to put their offer in. And what guidance, what advice would you have for them to actually win deals? Because you said it, right? Zillow just named Hartford the #1 real estate market in the country. We have a highly competitive market. We're still seeing multiple offers. We're still seeing well over ask. We're seeing houses going under contract in 4, 5, 6 days. So from the lender's perspective, right, what advice would you give to your clients to win that offer?
Yeah, so I think that's something that really separates us, fortunately, is we do fully underwritten pre-approval letters.
Okay.
So they're not pre-quals where stated income, stated assets, stated debts, and okay, well, based on you making $120,000 and only having a $500 car payment based on what you put on the application, here's what you're qualified for. No, we're getting proof of everything. So we're doing the application, we're going through, we're checking credit, we're having them upload their documents, we're confirming all the debts. Because, oh yeah, I forgot. We hear this all the time. Well, I was pre-approved with another lender. Under contract, they're saying we might not qualify now. That's why we wanted to check with you. And they'll admit, oh, wow, well, when I was filling out the application, I forgot about my car payment. Or I forgot about my student loan. Or, oh, I forgot about the credit card debt. And therefore, they're really not qualified when they were given a pre-qual letter. So I think buyers understanding that you must get a fully underwritten pre-approval letter, that is ironclad. Because then you're going in, you could remove your mortgage contingency, right? Makes your offer really stand out. Now you can compete against cash. Obviously, you have to talk with your agent about strategy around appraisal gaps. But one less contingency is one less contingency. It makes your offer that much stronger, right? And now, even if you're dealing with somebody who may be a little bit higher on price, if they're comparing them side by side, and now they're saying, wow, well, this one is fully good to go, already underwritten. And this one, oh, we still have to go through their 10, 15-day mortgage commitment period, and they might not qualify. What are you going to take for an extra $3-5 grand? When things are going so far over anyway, it's like, okay, do you really want to gamble when it's only another $3, $4, $5 grand? No, go with the one that's fully underwritten. So it's so important, and that's what's really helping us win.
That's awesome. So what I hear you saying is, going with a lender, such as, Atomic Mortgage, who provides fully underwritten pre-approval letters, right? That's going to make you stand out, right? Versus some of these online sites where you're self-reporting your income, you're self-reporting maybe even your credit. One of the things you said in there, though, is something my buyers talk to me all the time about, which is, you mentioned you got to upload your documents. Sometimes that can feel intimidating for a lot of buyers. What does that mean? Like, am I disclosing personal information? Is it a lot of documents? Is this time consuming? And you and I both know, right? It sounds maybe a little bit scarier than it actually is. Can you talk a little bit about what we mean when we say upload documents?
Yeah, definitely. So it's going in and confirming your income, right? So looking at pay stubs, and we have a portal that you can connect to, makes it super easy. The team is there to support. They can all the time. They're going in, helping through a Zoom, whatever it may be, to make it as seamless as possible. Once again, it's putting in that little extra effort now versus until you wait until after you go under contract. That can make all the difference in the world. And so that's why we explain to them, we tell them the importance. And once we actually sit down and explain it to a buyer, then they're always like, oh my God, of course I want to do this. Because you're telling me I can know my exact numbers now and my offer could be stronger. So I don't have to go through 10 offers. What's going to take more time? You to go through 10 offers after seeing 20 houses, or you're able to go in and get the one that you love because you're putting your best foot forward because you did a little bit of the legwork up front, which once again, it's not as scary as people make it seem to be, right?
Yeah, and from my perspective, right? So I'm working with a buyer, let's say it's a Friday afternoon or Saturday morning, and this buyer calls me up and they say, hey, we want to go see 123 Main Street. It's a great house. It's our dream home. Well, the reality in our market right now is we're seeing stuff go into contract typically in 2 or 3 days. So there's probably going to be a highest and best deadline by, Sunday night or Monday. And if my client, our mutual client, that buyer hasn't yet gotten a certified pre-approval letter, well, it's going to make getting that offer in that much more challenging. Correct. So going to those showings, already having the pre-approval letter in hand, it just makes you that much more ready to jump into the market, right? Instead of standing on the sidelines. All right, Jonathan, before we wrap, what do you see as like some of the biggest mistakes that buyers are making right now?
Other than not getting a fully underwritten pre-approval letter, it's waiting. Like waiting to not hear what you qualify for, what the process is. You just want to be more prepared, right? And yes, you may not be looking right now, so you think, but it might come sooner than you think. And being prepared now is just going to set it up for a very smooth process.
Yeah, I mean, that reminds me of our mutual client, right, that we're working with right now. So, I had a couple reach out to me from Pompano Beach, Florida, actually, maybe 3 weeks ago. They saw my videos on YouTube. They said, we want to move to Connecticut. It's been a lifelong dream of ours, but we're not going to do that until, early 27, maybe late 2026 at the earliest. We just jumped on a pretty non-committal Zoom call. I wanted to explain the process to them. And, part of that process is you got to figure out what you can afford. and what's going to make sense for you and your family.
Yep.
And so I connected them with you guys, and lo and behold, a couple days later, they uploaded their documents, got pre-approved, and I'm putting offers in on houses already for them.
Couldn't believe I saw it. Yeah.
Right. So it just goes to show you might think it's going to be a month, 6 months, a year from now. It just doesn't hurt to have that pre-approval letter in hand, because one of the things is we just can't predict the real estate market, right? And what I tell clients all the time who are thinking about, should I wait or should I jump in? So long as you can afford it, and so long as it makes sense for you and your lifestyle currently, let's deal with the known rather than the unknown down the line.
Spot on.
You know, so if you're watching this and you're thinking about buying a house in a week, a month, or a year, or anywhere in between, let's just listen to what Jonathan Esposito told us today, right? The first thing we got to do, let's get you in touch with a qualified lender who's going to tell us what we can afford, what we can't afford, and how to stay within those margins. And if you're thinking about making a move specifically to Central Connecticut, reach out. You have my information below. And if you're really eager to learn more about the area, click the link below. You can download my free relocation guide. It's going to let you know about schools, hospitals, neighborhoods, affordability, and everything in between. Thanks so much for watching. Can't wait to see you on the next one. This is David Constant with Living in Central CT.